Hey guys, it's Michelle with Adventure Mentality, and we are on an adventure. We are waiting to get on a train in Kirkwood, Missouri, on our way to Kansas City. It's a cute little train station. Cool. It even smells old in here. The first train station in Kirkwood was built in the year 1853. They named the town Kirkwood after James Pugh Kirkwood, who was an engineer and surveyor for the Pacific Railroad. The original building lasted from 1853 until 1893, when they built the train station as it mostly stands today. There have been a few additions and renovations, but for the most part, it is the same structure that was built in 1893. In 2002, Amtrak was very close to closing the train station in order to save money, but the town was really reluctant to let that happen. So they bought the building and continued to use it as a train station for Amtrak, and now it's staffed solely by railroad enthusiast volunteers. Ready to go, Robert? Ready to go? I'm not a fan of Kansas, but it should be fun. And what's making this even more fun is that we are taking a train instead of driving. We've never done that before. It's been kind of a dream of mine. I want to do one out west as well, but this was a good start to kind of see how it goes. And the train should be here in just a few minutes. So I thought I had my camera rolling while we were getting on the train, but I did not. So here's some footage of how you can board a train and look fabulous while doing so. Footrests, reclining seats. They have outlets, charge stuff. Pretty nice reclining seats. The Amtrak line that we took was called the Missouri River Runner. It runs from St. Louis to Kansas City, and it makes several stops along the way. food was okay. It wasn't anything super fancy, and it was heated up in a microwave. But since this was just a smaller line, it didn't have a full service dining menu. Everything was prepackaged, but it was still pretty tasty. Jefferson City, capital of Missouri. One of the reasons I enjoyed taking the train so much was the opportunity to see a lot of the countryside as we were traveling from one place to the other, and getting to see some other little towns that we probably wouldn't have taken the time to see otherwise. Ooh, very pretty. It's the train station at Kansas City. Oh, just love train stations. Restaurants. This really cool architecture. Well, yeah. Alright, so we finally made it to Kansas City. We're waiting on a lift outside the Union Station to go to our first Airbnb. I just love big train stations. I think they're so neat. Just the architecture, it reminds me of some European style and older architecture. So I really like it. So here's a quick tutorial on the Amtrak website. You can check out destinations by region, Northwest, California West, Midwest, South, Northeast. Look at different maps. It'll show you all the lines throughout the United States. You'll see a lot of concentration in the Chicago area because that is one of the main hubs. You can check out all of the routes that they have. Acela, Adirondack, Amtrak Cascades, all of these routes have different stops. You can just scroll down and browse different areas that might look interesting, or areas where you live. Here's the Missouri River Runner, which is the route we were on. So you'll see there are so many different routes you could take and places that you can see. Check out the Experience tab. You can see things you need to know before you go. Here you'll be able to reserve your tickets, check out baggage info. Also on the Experience tab, you can check out the onboard experience. This is where you're going to find your seating and sleeping arrangements, baggage info, and dining options. So depending on your line, you'll have private rooms or different seating options, different baggage availability, as well as different onboard dining options. All in all, we had a really good experience taking the Amtrak train, and we'll definitely be doing it again and would definitely recommend it for anyone wanting to travel a different way.